Mr. President, thank you so much for the speech that actually set the stage for a very interesting debate. After the rest of the speeches, I give the floor to the President of the Republic of Indonesia, Prabowo Subianto. The floor is yours. Your speech.
Your Excellency, President Vladimir Putin, President of the Russian Federation, Your Excellency Prince Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, National Security Advisor to the King of Bahrain, Your Excellency Paul Mashatile, Vice President of South Africa, Your Excellency Mr. Ding Xuexiang, Vice Premier of the People's Republic of China, distinguished ministers, business leaders, ladies and gentlemen, participants of this forum. I'm honored here today to be invited and to speak in this forum, the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum 2025. This forum is a forum that combines and gathers leaders from the West, the Global South, the East, and where Eurasia meet. Indonesia views the summit as an opportunity to forge strategic trust, an opportunity to make deals in an increasingly complicated geopolitical situation. Deals that can benefit our shared survival and our shared success. On this occasion, I would like to introduce myself. I am Prabowo Subianto, President of the Republic of Indonesia. I've just been inaugurated on 20th October 2024. And this is my first International Economic Forum. So I apologize if I'm a bit nervous. Indonesia is the fourth largest country by population. Every year, there are 5 million new Indonesians arriving in this world. Every year, 5 million. That means every year, a group of people the size of Singapore. So in 10 years, there will be 10 Singapores in Southeast Asia, the size. I give this as an illustration of the size of Indonesia. This gives us great opportunity, but also gives us great challenge. Any leader of Indonesia must think how to feed 5 million more mouths every year, 5 million new school places, etc., etc. The hospitals, and more important and most important is the food. In my opinion, the duty of a government is first to protect its people. And to protect its people means to protect its people from hunger and from poverty and from the suffering of a challenging environment. Therefore, when I took over the government of Indonesia, my main priority was first to achieve self-sufficiency in food. Number two, self-sufficiency in energy. Number three, to improve the education level of Indonesians to be able to compete in the challenging era of the 21st century. And fourth, to speed up the industrialization of Indonesia. Indonesia has been fortunate in being given by the Almighty Lord vast economic resources. Vast economic resources. But these vast economic resources, if not wisely managed, actually can be a curse to our people. We have vast forests, we have vast minerals, we have a lot of commodities that are useful for the world. But this has to be managed well. And therefore, in my opinion, every country needs its own economic policy and its own economic philosophy. One of the big mistakes of many countries in Southeast Asia is that we tend to always follow the biggest and the most powerful power in the world. In the last 30 years, we see the dominance of the neoliberal capitalist classical free market philosophy, which basically tends to be laissez-faire. And the Indonesian elite followed this philosophy. And therefore, in my opinion, we have not managed to create a level playing field for all our people. There is vast growth. We have grown 5% continuously, especially the last 7 years. Yes, 35% in 7 years. But we have not managed to have this so-called trickle-down effect. The wealth remains at the top less than 1%. And this is not a formula for success, in my opinion. Therefore, my position is this, that each country must follow its own economic philosophy. The economic philosophy that is in tune and that can be accepted by each country's culture and each country's background. Therefore, I have chosen the path of compromise, the path of the best of socialism and the best of capitalism. Pure socialism, we have seen, does not work. It's utopia. Pure socialism, we see many chances and many cases people do not want to work. Pure capitalism results in inequality, results in only a small percentage enjoying the fruits of the wealth. But our path is the path of the middle way. We want to use the creativity of capitalism, innovation, initiative. Yes, we need that. But we need government intervention to overcome poverty, overcome hunger, to intervene and to protect the weak. Because there's a danger in developing countries like Indonesia of what we consider the danger of state capture. The collusion between big capital business and government officials and political elite. In the end, the collusion between these two groups does not result in the alleviation of poverty and the widening of the middle class. Therefore, we have chosen the philosophy which, in essence and in simplicity, can be reduced to one sentence. The greatest good for the greatest many. That is our philosophy. Our government must work to bring the greatest good to the greatest many. And in this case, we have to have a clean government, free of corruption. And this, I think, is the key of rapid development. I am proud to stand here before you. In my 7 months of administration, we have achieved an increase in rice and corn production of around 50%. And this is the greatest increase production in the aggregate in the history of the Republic of Indonesia. And we have now in our government warehouses 4.4 million tons of rice, which is the largest reserve in the history of the Republic of Indonesia. In just a few months of my administration, we increased efficiency, we fight very strongly against corruption, we deregulate, we cut all the regulations which increase inefficiency, and we have seen the rapid results. I believe that if Indonesia can play a good role, a positive role in international relations, for instance, our participation in BRICS, we thank the government of Russia for supporting us to be a member of BRICS very fast. I think we are one of the fastest members to be accepted in BRICS. Also, Madam President, former President of Brazil and President of the New Development Bank, we are also accepted into the member of New Development Bank, also very fast. We thank also the government of China for supporting us and the government of South Africa. And we believe that together BRICS can contribute significantly to stability, prosperity of the world. I would like just to tell us a slight story, not part of my speech, but I was asked why I did not attend the G7, but I attended the St. Petersburg Forum 25. And it's not because I did not respect the G7, it's because I gave my commitment to attend this forum before they invited me. So that's the only reason. So please don't read too much into the event. Sometimes political observers, they want to read, is this a political statement? Right? No. Indonesia, by tradition, always non-aligned. We respect all countries. Our foreign policy is very simple. One phrase: 1,000 friends, too few. One enemy, too many. We want to be friends with everybody. Only with friendship, collaboration, can we achieve prosperity. So thank you very much, President Putin, for inviting me. And because you invited me, I can be here today in this historic city, a city of heroism, a city of great patriotism, and as a amateur student of history, I followed the history of Russia, and I know the significance of St. Petersburg. And I had the honor of tending the cemetery of the victims of the war a few days ago. So thank you very much for this invitation. For many times I have said in many forums that Indonesia has chosen the path of non-alignment. We consider that this world must develop into a multipolar world and is developing towards a multipolar world. The world of unipolar centrality is past. This is the trend of history. This is what's happening in front of us. And so I value very much the leadership of Russia and the leadership of also China. And I want to be very frank, in the present world, in the global south, I think many from the global south will agree with me. Russia and China has never had double standards. Russia and China has always defended the downtrodden, has always defended the oppressed, has always fought for the justice of all peoples of the world. So I say this from my heart. Therefore, Indonesia wants to be a good partner and a strong partner. My experts tell me that in this first semester, our economic growth is more than 5%. Actually, it can really end up by the end of this year nearly 7% or even more. So this shows that we have chosen the right path and we are achieving our goals. I'm very convinced that we will achieve our goals within a few years. I've given the target 4 years self-sufficient in food, and we are experiencing that we can be self-sufficient in food within this 1 year. And we will be, in a few years, a net exporter of rice and corn. Also, now I've formed a sovereign wealth fund, which we call Danantara, which means the future energy of Indonesia. So this fund we make to protect the wealth of our children and grandchildren. The fund now has 1,000 billion US dollars of asset under management. And this year we have cash to invest of $18 billion. We want to work together with all strategic partners. We do not ask for assistance. We do not ask for handouts. We want to be a real partner. We want to achieve together real prosperity. We are open for business. We invite all groups from everywhere, especially Russian entities. Before I was elected, I was an entrepreneur, and I have good relations with Russian corporations. My brother has been active in this area for many, many years, I think more than 2 decades. So we know Russian corporations, and we would like to see Russia participate more in our economy. I've mentioned our foreign policy. We have always been and we will continue to be non-aligned. We thank Russia for helping us and for achieving the Indonesian-Eurasian Union CEPA, Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. And we have completed also negotiations with other groups, Bloc CPTPP, also with the European Union CEPA, and we also request to join OECD. For us, the world and the planet is getting smaller. We will work together with you for peaceful collaboration, peaceful coexistence with all countries. We view with sincere regret the escalation and increase of conflicts around the world, especially in the Middle East, and we hope that all parties can come to a peaceful resolution as soon as possible. I think, distinguished guests, I've come to the end of my short speech. I apologize if what I say is not what is expected of me, but what I say comes from my heart. Thank you very much.